Why does God forbid intoxicants? Why does God forbid drugs and alcohol? If you live in the United States of America, you or your children are far more likely to die from drugs and alcohol than in any kind of war. If you look at data for war starting in 1941 until today, and you look at every single American war, you will find that approximately 519,000 Americans died in war. If you look at that same time period, you will find that far more people died from drugs. If you just look from 1999 until 2025 and you look at overdoses, you will find that approximately 1.33 million Americans died just from overdoses. Just from overdoses. Most of those were opioids, but other drugs were involved. Now, if you add alcohol to the mix, you will find that from the same time period, 1999 to 2025, approximately 3.4 to 3.5 million Americans more died from alcohol and alcohol attributable causes. If you go back all the way till 1941 and look at that data, it's not as robust, so you have to extrapolate a little bit, but the total comes out to about 8 million people. 8 million Americans died in that same time period. So 519,000 from war and 8 million from intoxicants. Of course, if you look at the economic burden from this kind of behavior, then it gets even worse. If you look at everything, recovery, treatment, law and order, loss of productivity, estimate is that drugs and alcohol cost about $1.9 trillion per year. That is about $5,600 for every single American. And if you throw in gambling on top of that, the numbers get much, much, much worse. This is why God forbids drugs and alcohol. This is why God says in the Quran, "O you who believe, intoxicants and gambling and altars set up and dividing by arrows are filth, devil's work. Avoid them that you may be successful." So you don't find yourself on the street. You don't find your societies crumbling like this. Surely the devil is trying to introduce hatred and animosity among you by means of intoxicants and gambling, and to keep you away from prayer and to cause you to forget about God. Will you not then stop? And then the warning comes. Obey God and obey the messenger, but be warned. If you turn away, then on our messenger was only to clearly deliver. If you don't listen to this advice, then you were warned. Your pain is your own creation. So if you are a Muslim, you have to realize that the shaitan is trying to keep you away from prayer, and therefore prayer is your only salvation from this and for your children. This is why Abraham prayed, "My Lord, please make me of those to keep up salah, and my children too. My Lord, please answer my dua," because you can't be high if you are praying. Peace be with you.